But now, let's have a bit of fun. In fact, let's go shopping with the fresh food people at A Current Affair.
What are you really buying at your supermarket? Fresh food or groceries that are 10 months old?
We reveal the truth in this special consumer investigation.
Meat, dairy, bread, fruit and veg. The cost, the quality.
And just how fresh is this apple? The answer might surprise you.
A Current Affair tonight.
A fortnight ago, A Current Affair unleashed another of its special consumer investigations that threatened to spill the beans on all supermarket secrets. It didn't quite do that, but it did ask some pretty tough questions of you-know-who.
How fresh is your fresh produce?
Our fresh produce is very fresh.
For 12 extraordinary minutes, The Current Affair gave us an exclusive, behind-the-scenes look at how Woolies manages to sell such wonderful food, starting with its bread.
Do you import any of your ingredients from overseas?
No, we don't. All our ingredients, it's 100% Australian.
Moving on to its produce.
Cartons of fruit and veggies are randomly checked by the quality control team.
They're looking very good actually. There's no defect on them, no skin mark, no bruises or any rotten parts.
And then taking a leisurely look at the milk.
How long does the milk take to get from the cow, from your farm here, to the supermarket shelf?
And of course, they didn't forget the meat.
So Blair, how long has that meat been sitting there?
We cut this fresh every morning.
And all this came without an ad break. But they didn't really need one, because they'd already put it in the story.
Showtime!
And if you're wondering what their favourite word was, it was...
Fresh. Fresh.
Fresh.
Fresh.
In fact, they liked it so much they used it 26 times. Now, amazingly, Woolworths and The Current Affair agree this extended advertorial was not paid for or vetted by the shopping giant. But even more amazingly, Woolies isn't the only big retailer to be given the free puff treatment. Back in July, A Current Affair went all the way to China to investigate how Kmart gives such great quality for that low, low price.
As the former boss of McDonald's, Russo used to flog cheap takeaway. These last few years, he's been using that cheap as chips philosophy at Kmart, and again, without the nasty.
Guy, how do you know that the products you're selling cheap are safe?
Everything we sell at Kmart must meet Australian standards.
And journalist Brady Halls was quick to reassure viewers in his 14-minute investigation that everything was above board in Kmart's Chinese factories and no one gets exploited.
Guy, how do you know everyone on this factory floor is above age?
Our team, we've got 300 staff that work here, and we come in and check all the records, each and every one of them.
Do they get a fair price for their work?
Yeah, for the city they live in, yes.
Had Kmart been scripting the story, it could not have done better. So if Channel 9 isn't getting paid for this, why is the programme spending so much valuable time on the story? And valuable it certainly is, says media analyst Steve Allen.
It's worth millions. The length of the story means viewers can't avoid it because even if they look at their iPad or go to make a cup of tea, it's still on. It's such a long piece, it's unavoidable. It's worth an incalculable amount. It's the best coverage anyone can get.
Allen believes that Nine would be using stories like this to woo Woolies and Kmart into advertising on the network, or rewarding them for doing so. And with Nine under pressure, as revenue falls, it has plenty of reason to keep them sweet. According to media monitoring agency Ebiquity, Woolworths spent a whopping $7.5 million with Nine in the 3 months to July, compared to $5.1 million with Seven and only $2.1 million with 10. While Kmart spent more than $1 million advertising with Nine, compared to about $650,000 with 7 and $300,000 with 10. So it's worth The Current Affair throwing in a puff or two to keep those big retailers happy and make sure they get as much value for money as their customers. And you can read more about tonight's stories on our website, where you can also get a transcript and download the programme. And you can catch up with us on iView and contact me or MediaWatch on Twitter. But until next week, that's all from us. Goodbye.